Hello, everybody. It's Friday. It is Friday, which means it is time for you to hear from your Black Entrepreneur Institute founders. Today, there are two founders with you. Myself, Angela Hooper Minifield of Minifield and Associates, and my friend and soror and co-founder, Dr. Nick of the Cole Academy of Leadership. Hello, Dr. Nick.
Hello, Angela. How are you? Happy Friday, everyone. Hope everybody is well out there.
Yes. Everything is good. So, Nicole, we got to handle first things first, right? We have a system. Let's grab our phones and we're teaching you guys how to do this, right?
Watch party. Watch
parties. This is how so many people are wondering, like, how do I build up my social media? How you do that is you share what you're doing. And because some people may not be following you on your business pages, and I would say pretty much all of us at this stage have more friends on Facebook than we do followers, this is a great way for you to let people know that you are live and you're doing something. Okay? So, let me find my feed on my page. Of course, I'm telling you to do it and I can't find it. But I'll give it a minute.
So I got a question while we're doing this, and this might be something that hey, Kamika.
Mute your phone. Mute your phone.
I can't find it. As I'm looking, so what is the difference between, maybe you can answer this, doing a watch party versus just sharing? So I didn't see those two options.
Okay, great. So when you share it, you're basically just reposting it. When you do a watch party, you're actually inviting people to come to the event with you. And so as a result of that, what is also happening is their comments, the people who are watching it from your page, will show up on your personal page feed, and you'll see those there versus somewhere else.
Awesome.
So yeah, I see Kamika's on.
Kamika's there. Hey, Kamika.
Yes. So on Fridays, we try to have a little fun because during the week, I can't speak for anybody else, but I'm grinding. And this week, and I'm not complaining, but this was one of those weeks I was like, I need two of me. It was so much happening. And so Nicole and I thought maybe one of the things that would be great to discuss today is how have we navigated our businesses during this COVID situation, right? The social distancing, and because so many people, when you follow them on social media, you only hear about what got canceled, but we're not hearing a lot about how they've transitioned or how they're still making it happen. And I can tell you within our community, we're making it happen, and we're helping those members of our boot camp, our cohorts make it happen. So, but maybe on this page, we can share. Hey, Dr. Gregory, how are you? It is so nice to see you here with us. So Nicole, you want to talk a little bit about how you've been transitioning?
Yes, absolutely. So welcome everyone again. My name is Dr. Nicole Rankin. I am the CEO of the Cole Academy of Personal Growth, and we are a professional development company that provides training for students and the leaders that support them. We do leadership development, personal growth, and communication. So my business mainly has been in-person training and seminars and workshops, and then also traveling for speaking engagements. So for the year, I was booked January, February, March, April, all the way through the summer. And I was excited about my schedule until COVID-19 happened. And then one by one, everything started to get canceled. Everything started to either postpone. Most things canceled early on, but then some of the June and July months have been postponed. So I was at the point like, what am I going to do? Okay. Business still has to go on. So I think part of being an entrepreneur is learning how to get creative. Being creative, one, and then taking the risk to do the things that you might have or the ideas that come to you. I know one of my mentors always said that when you do get an idea, don't dismiss it because it could be something that you can develop. And I can remember there were times that I had thought about things like they would just come to me as an idea, but I don't think about it. It would just stay as an idea. So this time I said, nope, whatever idea I had, I'm pushing on it. It's something. So from this whole season, I started going live. So that was number one. That was my first challenge to overcome because I've been going live actually for 2 years now. I've been getting ready to go live for 2 years. So
I finally that statement, Dr. Nicole.
Been getting ready to go live for 2 years. So I started doing live events. And I truly thought about how do I want to serve in this time? And with my business, like I said, I serve students and I also serve leaders that support them. And I wanted to focus on a demographic that's really not truly focused on a lot, which is our millennials, our young professionals, our young adults. So this is taking my time to develop a program. So I developed a program for our millennial demographic, started going live. I started a 7-day personal growth challenge for them. And that has been amazing. I have taken so far 3 cohorts of millennials through this program. For those that don't know, I published a journal about personal growth and helping them through their personal growth discovery journey for themselves. So decided to start small groups and taking groups through that program. So that kind of evolved into me going live. And then from that going live, I started a podcast. So it's like things are getting created. And so I'm like, okay, what else can I do? So the desire to, when we think about business, we think about multiple streams of income. How can you use your gifts? How can you use your talents to not only serve, but to monetize the things that you're able to do? And I thought about that prior to, I had done some kind of virtual trainings that I had recorded. And I didn't use them, but every time I did them, I recorded them. So I said, hey, I have these recordings that are just sitting in my folder. What can I do with them? So I got back on the recordings, I edited them a little bit and I packaged them up. Now I have a digital product. So I put that out there and people are purchasing who want to do self-paced learning, online learning, they're able to get a digital product. So this is definitely, although, we're in a strange time of uncertainty and all the things that are going on externally, it has been a time of creativity. It has been a time of self-reflection and growth. And it is truly, business is still moving, so people are wanting what you have, and you just have to think about the creative ways that you have to deliver them. So that's that's what I've been up to.
Well, Nicole, now I feel like a slacker because I haven't done that much as you have.
It has been good. It has been truly good.
But here's the interesting thing about it. What I love about everything you said. So some of you I know who are actually on here with us today. You guys are watching. You that are watching us right now. You were on a webinar or a training that Nicole and I were actually on this morning as well. And it was a training that was hosted by our fellow co-founder, Cedric LaFleur. But one of the things that Cedric said that resonated with me the most, he said every day he does something different or new in his business. He talked about some things work and some things don't. But his key point was, it doesn't mean that he doesn't look for different ways to do what he does. And I love that, Nicole, because you are modeling that, right? And I think this speaks to 2 things. One is great advice, but 2, who you surround yourself with matters, because we have been, catalysts and an impetus for one another. One of us learns a new technology, we tell the others about it. We find something that's great. I mean, after we got off the webinar, Cedric and I talked for about 30 minutes and I sent him over another app. I was like, hey, you're going to love this. It's what we do. And, the saying that says, if you're the smartest person in your group, you're in the wrong group. It is
Right.
so true, because we have surrounded ourselves by other forward-thinking people that when you started talking about some stuff, I was like, okay, Nicole, I've done A and B, but I didn't do C. So I need to pick up my game. And I think that's one of the great things about what we're trying to do here in this community. One of the reasons why we schedule time out of our day to go live and talk to people. So, those of you who are watching, post in the comments, what are some of the things you've tried, whether it worked or not, that have or have not worked? So I will add a little bit to my list. Like Nicole, I do a lot of Facebook Lives now. I actually started a little before this, but it took me about 2 years to stop getting ready, quote unquote. But one of the things I added during this time was LinkedIn Lives. I had not really capitalized on that as a platform. And many of my target audience are on LinkedIn, right? Facebook is Facebook. But I'm looking for the business people. I'm looking for the people who want to improve some of their skills, because my areas of expertise are things like interviewing skills and HR, have 2 HR certifications and things like that. And so when we think about that, we want to make sure that we are targeting people where they need to be. I've definitely signed up to take some additional courses to get better at some things, because I believe, and again, I'm not an authority, that a lot of this is going to last even longer. Like when we start opening up, we will still find that people are more remote or seeking ways to connect and maintain the social distancing, right? And so as we look at that, we have to figure out, like, how can we continue to provide services? So I think the more that I can do remotely, the better to adjust to that. Another thing I did, which was totally out of the realm of my specialty, is I am doing some stuff on Shopify. Figuring out that demographic in that market, because again, I believe in multiple streams of income. And as an entrepreneur, and we heard Cedric talk about it today, right? He talked about micro streams, right? So like, what is your primary revenue generator? And then what else can you do within that scope? So for those who were on the call, we would also, or the webinar this morning or training, love to hear some of your takeaways from that, as well as, again, tell us, what are you doing? Because Nicole and I love a good suggestion. So we would love to hear some of the things that you're doing. Are you getting any messages on your feed, Nicole?
Hey. Looks like Cedric's is on there. D got a few.
I accidentally turned my comments off. So anyway, when we think about, other things that we can do to navigate this terrain, I read an article, Nicole, that talked a little bit about how the online course industry was going to increase, and it's like a $630 billion a year industry, and how it's even picked up more. And so I love the fact that you repurposed content you already had and was able now to, as I like to say, make it more passive, right? You've already delivered it for a fee or a service, and now you've taken it and you've packaged it all together, and so people can just come to your website or your platform and buy it.
Absolutely. And it's funny that, when I was in the moment, I did not have that idea. Mm-hmm. It was just like, oh, I just need to record this because I'm doing it. So people paid to do the virtual training. It was a live training, also doing the webinar, and I recorded every time. At that time I was using free conference call. Mm-hmm. So I have folders. I have folders of different trainings that I've done. But it's funny how, life happens. And when you want to be intentional in your business in doing things to file away and being organized and thing all goes into it. So because you never know what's going to happen or how you can repurpose, and just even with an idea, because that one idea goes into the next idea, goes into the next idea. And then now you have a podcast, you're doing lives, you're doing small groups, so it's just amazing how things just work out and just how God just kind of orchestrate things when you're doing. So I'm excited. Dr. Greg is there, said he's been getting ready to get ready.
Yes, I see that.
Get ready to get ready. So what are the things that you've been getting ready to do, Dr. Greg? We would love to hear that.
Yeah, give us just one thing.
Just one.
And maybe we can help you and also help somebody else that's listening. So, Nicole, it's funny that you said that because I was like Dr. Greg. So even when I talk about like the Shopify and doing some of those things, I had started this and then again put it to the side because, shiny object syndrome, sometimes something else comes up. But, so I'm just being real transparent. But then once I bought some Shopify stock, because again, that was another tip that Cedric mentioned. He was like, hey, you better get some of that Shopify. Yeah. And this was all pre-COVID, right? It was like, we had no idea this was going to happen and people were going to want to either drop ship or set up some kind of other mechanism to deliver their goods and services. Yeah. But then, that motivated me even more. I'm like, well, if I'm going to pay for a membership, I better use, I have the membership and I also have the stock. So now I feel like I got to, use what I'm investing in.
Absolutely.
But that shiny object syndrome and sometimes just trying to get it perfect. A couple of people on the call today, as I was listening, they would hear like, these are some things you can do and do right now. And it was like, but I don't have this, I don't have that. Stop. Let's not talk about what you don't have. Let's talk about what you do have. How can we help you advance that forward? Let's work within what you have. Sometimes you may need to get some things to supplement, but it's not necessarily one of those. So Dr. Greg says, go live. And
got another go liver. Okay.
Yeah, if he wants to be branded as Dr. Gregory A. Salters or brand his business, the Salt Mine Success and Leadership Training Institute. Ooh, I like that. I really like the Salt Mine Success and Leadership Training Institute, Dr. Gregory. I'm not going to tell a story. That set with me instantly.
And you know what, even as he was thinking it, and I'm reading what he wrote, because I had that challenge in the beginning, kind of who my identity, what will my identity be? And when I'm branding, but then I realized I am my business.
Yeah.
People buy your services. They value what you say because they know, like, and trust you as a person. So I say that to say, I am, although my business, where you can come and get training and get workshops, is the Cole Academy of Personal Growth, but everybody knows Dr. Nick. And they're always going to know Dr. Nick, right? So they're going to know Dr. Nick. She does leadership training and she loves the kids, so that's my brand. That's what everybody knows. So the thing about, you are your business. So whether you brand yourself and I think it's one and the same. Some people do it different. You might have some thoughts on that, Angela. How do you do it?
Well, I use my name. So my business is Minifield and Associates. My name is Angela Hooper Minifield. And so it works well for me that way. But, I think every person has to figure that out. But, I just, it's kind of like even Cedric was saying today, you got to focus on like, what do you want your business model to be and how do you want to operate in it? Whether that's, do you want to touch one person at a time or do you want to touch big groups, so how do you want to do that? But I think you could be really both, right? So like going back to Dr. Gregory, you could be Dr. Gregory, A. Salters, CEO and founder of the Salt Mine Success and Leadership Training Institute, right? It could be one. And just depending on which arena you're in, you may say, get introduced as Dr. Gregory Salters, or you may say, today we're so excited to have the Salt Mine Success and Leadership Training Institute here with us today. Because as your business grows, think about it. You'll bring on other trainers and other people. And if they're still representing the organization, then perhaps, the Salt Mine Success Leadership Training Institute is better. But, one of the things that we talk to our boot campers about is when you make these business decisions, in the very beginning, right, Nicole, I remember in your teaching about the foundation that you think about what will be the various roles within the organization, even if you don't have people in them right now. Because as you're building those out, it will really help you make some of these decisions. So, Dr. Gregory, that would be my follow-up question to you. Do you foresee this one being bigger than you, being a business that you could even step away from? You may have an exit strategy, right? If you watch Shark Tank like me, right, they buy some of these businesses and then bigger companies come along and say, I want to buy that from you. And so, you know, if it's named the Institute, it would be a lot easier to transition because now it's not attached to Dr. Gregory. So you get to decide, but I could think there's pluses and pluses for either option.
Absolutely. I agree.
So Nicole, before we go, and we've been on for about, trying to catch the time, about 20 minutes. So we got a few minutes left. I would, you know, some of the resources that we've definitely begun to use over the last, you know, few months with this COVID-19, we've been exposed to, you know, different applications and platforms. Is there something new that you've started to use that would be a great tip for somebody else to consider? Or is there something that maybe you always had and you have been underusing that you would like to just tell people about, like, you know, what was a great win for you?
Yes. And I got this tip from you using StreamYard. That was something that I learned about, and the ability to use StreamYard to go live. And that's what I use for my live sessions. I use StreamYard, and I'm able to do the banners, and I get so much great feedback on how do you do that? How do I put my logo up there? So it's something that is very useful too. And you're able to do so many things and, you know, look professional, be able to get the engagement, you bring people on. So it's just it's a wonderful software to have if you're looking to go live. And to build your presence on social media. It allows you to stream on different platforms at the same time. So that's always a great thing because you're just one person, but then now you have an extended reach to be able to enlarge your territory and to impact and help more people. And that's what we're here to do. You know, we're here to use our gifts and talents to help people, and the tools that we are able to use to do that and make the greater impact. Those are great things. So that's just one thing one thing new that I started. And then the other thing was Zoom. So I always use Zoom for meetings. I kind of switched from free conferencing to Zoom late last year, but then now they have some great features like the breakout rooms, the emojis to help with further engagements.
Right.
So I'm using a lot of that as well. So I think the fact that, you know, we're in this time of the season, these companies are getting more creative and making them a little bit more user-friendly for people who are not tech savvy, to make the experience something that's great and something that is more feasible for people, as opposed to just thinking you have to be in face-to-face. So having a live experience, you can still have that, you can still feel the energy, you can still connect with people. It's just in a certain way, but you have to be willing to learn the functions of these softwares in order to do that.
Yeah, and I just say get in there and play, because, you know, when we got the StreamYard, I was like, all right, because I had an account for a long time, but hadn't really dug into it. And I started playing. So we had one meeting or one video thing, I believe. And it was, hey, Damien, jump in here, man. We still love you.
I love Zoom.
Damien Johnson, you jump on this call right now. You hear me? But anyway, so we did that first meeting and it was like bland. And I think the most I did was like a banner. You know, by the day two, when we came on, I had backdrops.
Tickets.
I'm screaming. And y'all was like, okay, where did all this come from? And I was like, oh, I've been playing. And that's one of the things I love to do is play with technology. So StreamYard would be a win for me because, like I said, I had an account, but I really wasn't using it to the fullness. And so for those of you who may or may not know, now we have a YouTube channel as well that you can follow us on. And if we can get 100 followers, we can actually name it. And we'll post the link in the comments. But right now, Nicole and I are streaming live in both places. So this is Damian Johnson, don't make me beat you. And I'm posting your comment on the screen so everybody can see it. You said you bring you and your hat that you got on in that video, your profile picture onto this video. But yeah, we're live streaming right now at both places. And so many people talk about, like, they want a YouTube channel and they need help figuring out what content to put on YouTube. If you live stream to both places, these videos are already there. And it takes the burden from you to have to download it, and then send it to YouTube. You can just do both. And so these are some of the things that I learned from just playing with stuff. And so I do this not only for the Black Entrepreneurs Institute, but I do it now for my personal Facebook Lives, for my business page. And then I also, like I said, put it on YouTube. And so just one other quick thing, you guys may be noticing that you're seeing the comments pop up, right, on the video of some of the things that people are saying as they're watching us. This is another feature that I love, and which is why, again, so for those of you who are interested in StreamYard, you know what, we should do like Cedric did, Nicole. We're gonna have a call. Nicole and I are going to do a call. Look, I just roped her in. She don't even know I'm going to do it. Nicole and I are going to host a free call for anybody who wants to know, and Damian and Cedric can jump in too, but anybody who wants to learn more about StreamYard, how we use it, why we use it, and some of the tips we figured out. We're not pros. We're just sharing the knowledge. And, for those of you who are in the John Maxwell team who are watching this, you've probably seen they've started using it, right? And part of that is because as I'm supposed to be on a call Saturday for club, talking about speakers clubs. And we were trying to figure out, well, how do we bring everybody into the Facebook Live and share the video? I was like, StreamYard. And what do you know? They got StreamYard now too. So everybody is starting to use this as a platform, but still figuring out the kinks. And so our attitude is we've already figured some of them out. So if you want to jump on a call and learn more about what we figured out, and if you got tips, right, jump on our call with us and share that. But Nicole and I are going to do a call next week. We're going to check our calendars as soon as we get off of this call. So make sure you check the Black Entrepreneurs Institute, because we'll share that link there. But we're going to host a call about StreamYard. What do you think about that, Nicole? Now that
I love it. I love it. I was going to add to when you were saying something that I do, kind of talking about repurposing when I go live, and it's a feature with StreamYard, when I'm able to go live on Facebook and other platforms. Once I'm done, it allows me to save the recordings. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people think, how do I get my videos off Facebook? With StreamYard, you're able to download. You can download audio only, or you can download the actual video. So I download the video, I save them, and I repurpose them to my other platforms, taking the snippet of trimming the video so I can use it for so many different things. So, and this is part of that creative process. So I would excited to share all the tips that and strategies we are using to help you in your business, to help your business grow, because that's what we're here at the Black Entrepreneurs Institute to do. We are here for you because there he is. We want you to succeed in your business. And, you don't have to go through all the bumps and bruises and that we have gone through. We did it already. So we're here to authentically and truly just share the information and help you win. There goes Mr. Johnson, our other BEI founder.
Can you hear us, Damian?
Can you hear us now? We can't hear you.
Technology is a wonderful thing. but
It works.
technology, and I'm frozen now apparently on the screen. So
I'm frozen. My headset wasn't working either.
Look, you're the only person that can both see and hear.
Do we have any questions out there for those that are still
your
watching?
volume on your
Any questions?
Is your volume, Damien, turned on?
Check your settings. Oh, you gone?
Looks like we're all frozen now.
Are you still frozen? Yeah, you still frozen.
Yeah, we're all frozen now. We have well, Damien looks like he dropped.
Damien dropped.
But my screen is frozen and on my computer, so my internet must be the shaky one as well. And then Damien had technology issues. So at least, you know, sometimes how you get frozen in technology,
your picture cute.
You look crazy. At least I don't look too crazy.
Your picture cute. There you go. Now it's speeding up like you're there you
like
go.
In those movies, like when they have
the karate flicks.
So, well, we tried to bring on Damien. It did not work. But anyway, we hope you guys have learned some things. So like I said, Nicole and I are going to schedule that call, and we'll post the link to that call so that you guys, or that Eventbrite will get it scheduled so that you can join with us. And again, we're going to share some tips, things we know, things we've learned. And we may even take it a little further, like some of how, you know, just a snippet of how we repurpose. Because like I said, we do this regularly within our community for our cohort in the Black Entrepreneurs Institute. But we know some of you weren't able to join, missed the deadline, or you maybe just didn't even know it existed. But nonetheless, we continue to desire to add value and to share some of this information that we have been uncovering and sharing within our community as we watch these businesses get set on fire. So if there is nothing else, we don't see any more comments. Do you see any? Because you know my computer is still a little goofy. Do we have any new comments, Nicole?
I don't see any more comments. Nope.
All right. Well, it's been a pleasure to see you guys. I look forward to reading your feedback. Hopefully some of you will come join Nicole and I as we do our webinar and talk a little bit more about some of the technology that we're using. But definitely, you know, our motto is we want to elevate the money and the minds of our entrepreneurs. And so hopefully something we've said today has gotten you to start thinking about how you can grow your business while growing your money. So Nicole, I give you last words.
That's it to me. Grow your business while growing your money. There is nothing left to say right there. There is nothing left to say. So we are all excited to serve you all. We want you to have a blessed and wonderful and safe weekend. We'll be back again next week.
That's right. Take care, everybody. And if there's something in particular that you know you want us to talk about that could add value to you or your business, do not hesitate to let us know. Have a great weekend. Tell your friends about us, and we'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.